It is the only interview for television in the UK. And what's the film called?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And the gist is that Leo plays an actor late 1960s who's down on his luck, has been a big star. Brad Pitt is his stunt double, and the pair of them have this relationship on screen. 2 hours 40, the movie in length. Have a look about time we met Brad and Leo.
It's action time. Gentlemen are having their drinks. Lovely to see you.
Hydrating.
How are you both?
You too.
You've got to look after yourself.
Yeah, you do.
Yes? Do you take care? Do you look after yourselves generally? I feel like I need to ask now.
Every other day.
Every other day.
Try our best.
You clearly have a love for Hollywood that is embraced in the film, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we wrestle with it, but ultimately a complete love for the industry, the town, the city, and this film reflects that.
Yeah, and I think we both mutually look at this as a gift. I just love the way Quentin approached these two characters, a stunt double and an actor, and an era that is passing them by. They are sort of remnants of the past, and they're trying to adjust to the new era of cinema. And they're slowly realizing that they've become irrelevant, and it's sort of their, well, at least in Rick's terms, it's his fight for his own mortality.
So Cliff, the stuntman, these guys are linked career-wise, aren't they? And they're friends. There's the relationship between them it's kind of lovely to watch as they bumble their way around Hollywood.
Bumble.
That's a great term.
Well, they kind of
Bumble.
do. There's a lot of the two of you driving around and looking at the scenes and getting a real feel for that time.
Yeah. I mean, I love Quentin's approach to this. It was less about some, trajectory of a dramatic story and more about a day in the life. And I find it really compelling.
Your stories as actors are very different, aren't they? Because, Leo, you were sort of on screen one way or another from the age of about 5, right? Commercials or?
More 12, 13, but yeah.
12, 13 on TV.
I did something on a kids show when I was 5 and got kicked off, but...
Boy.
What for? Why?
It was a romper room, and I ran up to the camera.
Erroneous behavior.
Yeah, bad
You
behavior.
misbehaved.
Lascivious. He was lascivious even then.
But your story, Brad, is more. You did the whole kind of coming in as you were a bartender and did that stuff.
Yeah,
Is
a lot of
that
odd
very
jobs.
different route?
I was an extra for good almost 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was in Lesson Zero. That was my.
Oh, cool.
I was an extra in Lesson Zero.
Were you
that was the one I was proud of.
Are you saved? Can you get the still from it? You're actually.
It's in the movie. I'm standing in the doorway
Wow.
with an outstanding mullet. Outstanding.
Listen, I had a mullet in those days, so
I
I miss.
Bono would genuflect when he saw my mullet. I don't know how you were.
Mine was magnificent. It was right now, sort of 4 inches down the back. Like
Yeah.
that. Serious
Oh,
mullet.
yeah.
But tell me, in those days, were you trying to scene steal? Because traditionally, extras are trying to sort of get themselves seen.
No, we try to get lines so we can get our SAG card, and then we can be a working. It's a catch-22. You can't be an actor without your SAG card, at least at that time. But you can't have your SAG card unless you have a line. I was an extra in a Charlie Sheen movie, and I was a waiter supposed to pour champagne. And I come around, and I think, man, I'm gonna try to get a line in. I'm gonna try, because they're all having a conversation. I figure maybe I can slip this in. And I pour this young actress a glass of champagne, and I go, "Would you like anything else?" And she looked at me and goes, and the director goes, "Cut, cut." And the first AD goes, "You do that again, you're off the set." And I go,
Oh no.
"All right."
But the relevance to this film, it's so kind of, it's linked to this movie, isn't it? Because it's that thing of, eking out a career, trying to get a career in the good and bad times. Now, have you got things that you can pick up on?
Internally, there are always down times.
Well, look, I'm under no illusion that I've been incredibly lucky, and there's going to be ebbs and flows and ups and downs, and but having grown up in this industry, having friends that are actors, I just implicitly know what this industry is like, where, people migrate from all over the world to come to Los Angeles with these dreams of being an actor, and some make it, some do, some are happy doing other kinds of work, and it's an ecosystem that I'm very familiar with.
Can I just say, I can't help but draw the conclusion that talking to you now as people, there's a kind of slight parallel with the characters, because, Leo, you seem more serious, if I may say that, a little more kind of thoughtful. Brad?
I seem...
Is there anything in them?
I really believe in accepting where we are and dealing with what we're given, and I've been very fortunate on, and also I still have my challenges, and I just really believe in embracing and finding the acceptance in whatever the day brings you.
It's a rather philosophical note to end on there.
Well, especially after you accused him of not being the thoughtful one.
Well, yes, they're an interesting pairing, and we should say the film itself, I think I mentioned before, 2 hours 40 in length. It has the Tarantino sort of thing, of course, is, and the word of warning is there is extreme violence in it, and and a couple of times. And the storyline we can't go into because the plot is central to it.
When a film is that long and it's Tarantino and so much action, how do you pick the best time for a comfort break?
It's a good question. 2 hours 40, you have to think about that. Terrific soundtrack, I would say, as well.
As usual, they're all good, aren't they?
Brilliant soundtrack. And yeah,
and it's the first time they've starred together in something.
First time they say they've sort of had connections along the way, but never done a film together. So it's like one of those buddy movies in a way.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of the film spent just sort of watching those two on screen, which sort of works. And yeah, the film is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's one of those interviews that's going to go down in memory for you, isn't it?
Serious pairing, those two.
Right.
understood that the people you have over decades through, as you negotiate your way through this industry.
Need to
Every
ask
other day.
now.
Every other day.
Every other day.
Try our best.
Yeah.